I have just walked away from a 30-year career. No salary, no safety nets. Just a family vineyard in one of the most unpredictable wine-growing climates in the world. This might be the best decision I've ever made. Or the worst. Welcome to Tamar Valley Vineyard Diaries. My name is Marcus Williams, and in February 2026, I made the biggest decision of my life. After more than 30 years in my career, including 2 decades at the UK's largest public aquarium, where I became curator, worked with a team of outstanding biologists, and also met my amazing wife, I walked away from the security of it all. Because for the past 10 years, my family has been building something special here. A small vineyard in the Tamar Valley, where Cornwall meets Devon. Now I'm taking a gamble, trying to turn it into a thriving vineyard in the unpredictable English climate. This channel follows that journey. The seasons, the setbacks, the wildlife, the hard work, and the dream of making great wine from this remarkable corner of the countryside. Welcome to Tamar Valley Vineyard Diaries. Welcome to another week. Monday afternoon at the moment, just after lunch. Just got back from my weekend away with the lads, doing a bit of fishing. Well, saying fishing, we were trying to catch fish, but it's more about the ducks and the squirrels, although we got the odd fish between us. But yeah, it's good to just get away and relax. So I've just come down into the vineyard though, just to see how flowering is going, because flowering hadn't started when I left, but it's been a hot weekend. And a little bit in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I don't know how close I can go with the camera without going out of focus. But there's a little flower starting there. So I think the weather forecast this week is fairly settled. Maybe a little bit of rain, but yeah, I mean, there's not much. I can't see any in there. But yeah, big time of the year, as I've said. We get good flowering weather, we get good fruit set, we're in for a good crop hopefully. But yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit of a mooch and see what's showing. Looks like there's a bit of a hot spot down here, good flowering there, and actually I can smell it as well. So when the flowering's good, you get a kind of like a honeysuckle smell, and I'm just picking up wafts of that now. But yeah. Today's plan is to work on the trellising in the in plot 3 in the rondo. So it's probably about the 5th time we've actually said we're going to do this. Hopefully this time, 5th time lucky. Mum's going to help me, probably only for a couple of hours though. But we can make a start and hopefully iron out any kinks, and then try and keep on at it throughout the week. But yeah, like I keep saying, really needs to be done. So let's see how it goes. Well, that's frustrating. You can just see the cloud coming in over Cornwall now. That's going to make things a little bit wet, and yeah, we don't really want it wet when we're doing this job. So what has always been the worrying bit is how do I get the trailer back down this very steep alley, or all of these steep alleys. It's so narrow that I'm going to struggle to reverse it down, because if I deviate at all I'm just going to hit vines and posts. So there's a chance I might have to take it down by hand and use the handbrake. all well and good, but if there's a problem and the handbrake doesn't hold, yeah, straight down the hill, across the neighbour's driveway, and if we're lucky, into mum and dad's shed. So yeah, this could kibosh everything. Let's see. Doesn't bloody matter now, don't look at it now. All things considered, that wasn't a bad day. We got about half of plot 4 done, so I think another full day and we can get it finished. As well as the access, one of the issues is the actual soil, or lack of. So we've probably got 6 inches to 12 inches of soil, and then we're into shillet, which is like compacted shale and slate. And because of that, it means it's a bugger to get the posts in. So you can see there, all different heights. I mean, they're generally almost, well, some of them are straight, but yeah, we can't just keep hammering it, so when we do hit the real compacted stuff we just need to stop, which means you do get posts sticking up all over the place. But if I really need to, I can come down with an angle grinder at some point and cut those off and make them tidy. But that looks a lot better now. We've got posts in. Almost looks like a proper vineyard. Well, this weather definitely wasn't on their cards a few days ago, but hopefully, as we're at the very beginning of flowering, hopefully it won't have a huge impact. So I've got a few hours spare, so I'm in with the rondo now where we were putting in the trellis post yesterday. So I think what I'm going to do is, we've got about 3/4 of the vineyard that's properly trellised now. I'm going to go in and actually some undo all the clips on the vines as we go along, and then clip the wires up onto the posts in the right positions, and then retighten the wires at the end of the rows, and then I can come along and lay all the vines back down again and make sure they're all in the right place. Only about 18 months too late, but we'll get there. As we're going through the rondo, we've got to be aware at what stage you're at, because they're all at different stages. So to start off with, we've got some vines like this, which were cut right back down to the bottom again last year. So this is technically a year 1 vine. So this one's just going to grow up. When it gets to the top here, we'll trim it off. And then we'll hope that that's a good pencil thickness for next year, so we can move on to the next stage. So the next stage is where they're most at. So this is where we've had this pencil thick stem, and then we've kept the top 2 shoots. So we've got one coming out here, and we've got one coming out here. So that's the year 2. And we've got a few which are at year 3. So we've taken the vines that have done that last year, then we've chopped them back to like 2 or 3 buds. And this is halfway there, so you can see we've chopped it back here. There's this little spur, and then it's going to shoot out. So these guys are then allowed to shoot upwards, and really we should have the foliage wires on here as well to tuck them in, but they'll come later. And then next year the one closest to the crown will become our spur, and then the next one looking nice and strong, we'll lay that down, and that's where we'll get fruit. But like I said, this vine is a mixture of both. So we've managed to get a little spur on one side, but this side is a year behind. So yeah, there's a lot to think about, and we've got to assess each vine individually. Getting a little bit worried about the weather at the moment. It's going to be nice all this week. We've had a few days of just really low cloud and mist and drizzle. I know that heavy rain's damaging for the flowers. That can stop the fruit set. Not so sure about this just real moist, incessant low cloud, however that's going to impact it. I'm struggling to see like individual little flowers anymore. They all seem to be a bit mushed together. Weather's maybe picking up today, and then we're going into a period of settled weather, so we'll just see, I suppose. It could be the fact that any flowers that have come out so far we're going to lose, and but fingers crossed, from moving on forward from here everything should be okay. But yeah, didn't really expect to get through the whole flowering period unscathed, so we'll just see how it goes. Back up to plot 3 today to work on the trellis posts. Get the tractor out, get it ready. Mum will be down in a bit, and we'll see if we can get that plot finished.
Here to level up, and then on that side, follow through. Why can't they all be like that?
Hey?
Why can't they all be like that?
Where's the fun? Anyway, close but no cigar. Yeah, couldn't quite finish the last row. Fortunately, we've hit a big solid block of rock over there, stone. So there's at least one post there that I'm going to have to dig a hole by hand and concrete in. I know there's a further one down there. But we've got 3 posts in here, maybe 2 posts over there, and we're done. But got an appointment at Tavi now, so go and do that first. This evening, tomorrow, we'll see.
Straightforward, you've got the fuel caps there on that side.
So I'll go with it's all right,
I don't have any fuel in the shop because we used to deliver stuff and then people wouldn't use it for a month and then they come to sit down and then pull that valve, so that keeps the foot brake down, and then when you're ready to go, just press it.
But they're not going to rot out, and because they're embedded in the stone, they shouldn't fall over that easily. Yeah, I know. just a quick explanation of what it is I've been doing up here this afternoon. So these guys here are Solaris vines. So that's another hybrid, along with the Save Out and the Rondo that we have. This is a little bit of an experiment. So technically we should not be planting this field. So they are facing northwest, northwest or something like that one. So it's not exactly south facing, which is that way. So the reason we've tried these here is because the vines that we have in pots around the winery actually ripen really well, and they're the same kind of orientation. So Solaris is a really early ripener. It's really vigorous, robust. So we thought, well, let's put a few test vines in and see how they do. And if over a few years, you know, they actually ripen properly, then what we can do is we can potentially extend it up past where the car park is and maybe get in, I don't know, 250, 300 vines, and then park the cars over by the woods instead. So we're never going to make a huge amount of wine with these guys, but Solaris does make a nice sparkling wine. It should also probably blend quite well with the Madeleine, and also blend quite well with the Save-Out. So it's something worth trying. So what I've been doing, we put these vines in 2 years ago and basically neglected them. So I just put in some posts so I can do some temporary trellising for them to hold them up. But as you can see, the posts are all over the place. I think of the 8 posts, only 4 of them actually went in the required depth. Like I said before, we've just got a few inches of soil here, and then we're into solid shillet, which is kind of like compacted slate. And even if you can get the post in, they do go off at wonky angles sometimes. They just follow the seam of the stone. But you know, I've been meaning to do this for a long time, so I'm glad we've got them in. Most of the vines are generally looking okay, but they do need a bit of TLC and a bit of a prune. But that's a job for another day. Off to the Beer Alston Summer Fair tomorrow at the school, which is more about supporting the local community more than anything else. But yeah, well, I was meant to be open to 9 o'clock tonight for wine by the glass and that sort of thing. I just don't think anyone's going to come along. The weather is like that. So, time to pack up, load up the van and go home. At last the weather has turned, we have sunshine again, so hopefully that bodes well for the vines. I can actually smell the flowers at the moment, so hopefully we haven't lost too many with the 4 days of mist and the drizzle. We've got a full house today for cheese and charcuterie boards, but before I got there and helped Mum and Dad prep for that, I'm going to take the new toy out for a quick spin. That was a fairly good day. We had about 13 people in total, so 5 different groups, and yeah, nicely plodded on throughout the afternoon. Made some nice sales as well. So again, this whole cheese and charcuterie thing is starting to show that it's kind of it might well work. I'm just in the vineyard at the moment, just shutting up the gates, and we've got proper flowering on now. The vines are pretty much in full flowers, a few bits and pieces that aren't flowering yet, but we're about to go into a mega heat wave, up at 30 degrees over the next week. So let's see how that affects it, see if we can get flowering finished and get into fruit sets, because then we can get in and do our crop calculations and start to plan for September and see what wines we can make. It's Sunday evening now, so it'd be nice to have a day off, but that's not going to happen just yet. So I've got to shoot into Tavistock first thing in the morning, go and get some more cheese because we've eaten it all. And yeah, we're technically open tomorrow, though I haven't got any bookings yet. But whatever happens, be down here. If I'm not in the winery, I'll get into the vineyard and either need to do some more tucking in or carry on putting in the trellis posts. Anyway, 101 jobs to do, and that's just this week. See you later. Next week we'll be crossing our fingers and waiting with bated breath as we hope that our flowers will turn into fruit, possibly the most critical time of the year, all whilst suffering with the rest of the UK in the hottest June temperatures we've ever seen. As always, if you'd like to find out more about Tamar Valley Vineyard or even buy some of our wines, please follow the links in the description. Thank you very much and see you next week.